How is everybody doing? And I said I'm gonna stop it, but I'm not. So I'm saying, how is everybody doing again? I'm in a better mood. Things are not going to plan, but welcome to the Allies, 1941. Stop bitching, start acting and reacting. So I talked to my opponent, and he said, well, you're acting exactly like you did in your in the videos he watched when I was going versus Japanese AI. And it's true. I am getting... He told me, I guarantee you're going to Numea. No, not at all. I have nothing going to Numea. I guarantee you're going to Suva. No. Well, he knows exactly what I'm doing, because I am doing the Allied strategy of World War II, which is Eastern Australia, Numea, and Suva. And holy Christ, we have... he said he slipped. He said he has 3 Japanese submarines here. So I made a ASW force, such as it is. We have Le Triomphant and Kingfisher, and we're just gonna make a makeshift ASW force. Meanwhile, I switched the Hudson squadrons here for ASW work. We'll see what we can do. And disbanded all these ships. So he told me he didn't really help. Well, he helped me, but it's more of a how to play the game as opposed to, you know, telling me what to do. He said, well, if they're not in a port, if they're not disbanded in a port and or docked. So I disbanded those guys. So these guys are in port. They shouldn't be you should not be able to attack them now. He should not be able to attack them now. I wanted to show ships under repair. Ow! I cannot repair it here. However, let's remember this. It's 33 system damage, 60 flotation damage. Let's see if we can pump the water out. And flood damage is 37 major, so it's a big deal. We would have to organize a whole operation to get this ship out of Suva, which is not going to happen now. So it's just going to stay in Suva for now. Meanwhile, Pensacola, do you have seagulls? Yes, you do. So you're doing 70% ASW and 30% rest, and it didn't help at all. So thanks, pilots. How's your ASW? It's 31, 31, 27, 27. That's horrible. They cannot do anti-submarine warfare because they're not trained in it. What did I expect? So on this here site, which is very close to Suva, we have our help for Australia going well, not full speed, but going speedily going to Australia. We're going to Sydney, but I detached 2 destroyers with very high endurance. We're gonna combine with this ASW task force, so it's gonna be a French destroyer, a New Zealand minesweeper, which is also armed with depth charges, and 2 American destroyers, and we're gonna hound those submarines around Suva. Well, that's the plan. If you watch my videos, you know that nothing goes according to plan. So in the Matrix forum, I had a great post by one of my watchers / readers of my Matrix AAR, and he said, those are great plans. Unfortunately, none of this will work. And he then explained to me point by point why this will not work. Oh well. So anyway, our guys are going to Australia. Once we are going to Australia, refuel, and then we're gonna make some convoys to Port Moresby, to Numea, and those places which need it. I am actually going to make a convoy from Australia. Oops. To Numea. Okay, we are actually going to do this. And I'm thinking about doing it. Right now I'm loading stuff. So we are actually going to do this, the madman that I am. Do we have any fuel? We're gonna have to get some we have some supplies here. We actually have more fuel here, so let's No, a fuel is gonna come from Australia. So we're gonna get some supplies there, we're gonna get some fuel, and we're gonna make this base better. Supposedly. Right now they're in trouble. They don't have any supplies, they don't have fuel, they don't have anything, so it's a problem. But we're not gonna die here. I'm assuming, he said, I know we're going to Noumea, I'm assuming he has submarines here too, which is a problem. Let's go step by step before the video becomes too big. Subs are based in Australia, Brisbane. Those that can, I am basing the short-range subs, especially the S-types, in Australia, Brisbane, and I'm gonna go to patrol this area. Okay. The problem is, what the hell do I do with short-range subs, S-type, which went from west coast USA to Pearl Harbor? Okay, I do have some submarines here, like S-18. They only have 4,050 endurance. I can't even get them to Australia, I think. So guys, I need help. What the freak do I do with those submarines? Can I actually get them to Australia, refuel, and then use, say, Townsville as a base or something like that? Are they capable of going to Australia? I mean, it's showing us red, so it's a problem. So the question to you guys is, can I get those submarines from Pearl Harbor, the S-type, into Australia? That's my question. Next up, yeah, ouch. This, it was Pensacola, I think, heavy cruiser. It's now disbanded in Suva, so it's an issue. It's an issue. Yeah, crap. Due to Intel, aka talking to my opponent on Steam, we recalled the Noumea single transport which is going from Australia, and we're gonna make a convoy with at least 2 escorts. So we're gonna use the patrol boats which we have in Australia, at least one to get an escort for that ship going, and we're gonna run it. The transport ship, 1 escort, and we'll see what we can do. I am actually happy about some stuff. Hooray! We are actually unloading crap load of stuff in Port Moresby. Lots of supplies, again, and lots of fuel, and it's docked, so you can kiss my ass, my esteemed opponent. You cannot get a docked ship here, so there's that. These guys are set on naval, and the problem is that they're not doing anything, so why don't we get them to like ASW? Okay, and they're going for 7. Let's go for 8. And the rest are set up for naval, and it's not doing anything. Interesting thing is that he has 240 guys here, and I have literally 5 guys here. I have 5 guys who are militia. So they're just stuck here, you know, doing the nasty of their native wives because they didn't want to evacuate. But they're still defending the base. So I don't know what happened here. It's very possible I sunk some ships because I got some big hits using my bombers from Lae, especially Hudson's. So it's possible they're disorganized or something like that, or something happened because I don't have... They're not attacking me. So, hooray! Horn Island, another thing to be happy about. Horn Island. These guys, I am unloading stuff. Again, we were not sunk. We are unloading 2 ships, I think. Yeah, so we actually docked 1. I know that the port is small, but because of the small port, we can only dock 1 ship. So I made a new task force and docked it, and we're gonna unload supplies. So these guys are gonna be out of my hair for a while, and we are building fortifications, of course, on Horn Island. This is a strategic thing. I mean, we cannot get Horn Island and Port Moresby. We cannot let the Japanese get those, okay? Because then Australia will be in big trouble, big trouble. Gonna run a supply convoy from New Zealand to Noumea with escorts. It doesn't look like they have enough. If I do that, I am right now loading on ships. If I do that, I will have to make Noumea their port of their destination port, because the escorts, aka minesweepers, which are armed in with nothing. They have range of me swimming Okay, so we need to make Noumea their port and then disband them. And then once we get that, that's actually a good idea. Maybe use those guys as... this actually makes sense. So what we're going to do is, these guys are going to have a port in Noumea. And these guys are going to merge with these Noumea guys. Okay, we're going to merge. Okay, and of course they're red, but then we make the port as Noumea. And what we're going to do is we're going to have those AMCs, we're going to make a makeshift ASW force to at least patrol the port and the areas around it. They're going to react. If the air units spot any submarine really close around, they're going to jump into action, not use too much fuel. So that sounds like a plan. Okay, that's actually a very good plan. I'm proud of myself. Good job, Timo. Yeah, 2 DDs are detached from the CL. We already talked about it. There's help for Australia is coming. Help for Australia is coming. Where are they? By Suva. So they're going to Australia. Then I'm going to divide the destroyers to make some convoys into Noumea. And the second part is going to be a surface fleet. Light cruisers, and the rest of the destroyers are going to be reaction fleet, and they're going to do something, be a force in being in this territory, in this region. So Yan'an, I found something in Yan'an, namely communist troops. And commies, this is the Red Chinese division. So they're actually part of Kuomintang right now, or they're allied to Kuomintang. No Chinese civil war. We have bigger fish to fry, namely the Japanese. Look at their morale. 89. So I'm moving some guys. I'm plugging holes here. I'm sorry, I don't know what the river is here. Somebody who knows Chinese geography, help me out. What's this river? Is this Yangtze? Whatever it is. If we're behind the river in rough terrain, and this is rough terrain, it's gonna be good for us, bad for the Japanese. So far so good ski in China. We are making a coherent front. We're actually doing okay, sorta, kinda. Building fortifications everywhere, per the usual. Pakhoi, we are set to naval attack. We have some kind of a force here. Probably destroyers. We set them to naval attack. I wonder if they will fly. If they will fly, they'll get probably massacred by the destroyers, but who knows? They will die anyway, so there's that. And the last and not least is Panama from Balboa, Rocky Balboa. They are en route. We have a light destroyer and lots of light cruiser and lots of destroyers, and they will be on the map. Just show up here in 8 days. Then it will take them days to get to San Diego, where we have Saratoga waiting for the DDs to escort them, and then we're gonna get those guys to, I guess, Australia. And actually, several days ago, when I talked on chat to my opponent, he said, "Well, I think you're moving your carriers to Australia." Oh God, I'm so predictable. I am so predictable. So guys, I have 2 questions for you. If you watch this video, notice I am not whining, so give me a thumbs up for not being a sissified pussy whiny bitch. The question is, first question is, submarines which are at Pearl Harbor. Right now I'm thinking about going to Dutch Harbor and expanding, and we have port capacity of 3. I think we can use Dutch Harbor as a base for our short-range guys, and they can then go here-ish. Failing that, we're gonna get a subtender to Attu and use that for a while. We don't have that many subtenders. I think there's only like 1 subtender ship in the coast of USA right now, so yikes. So I'm thinking about using Dutch Harbor as a base, and already like 2 short-range submarines are going here. Another thing that I'm thinking about, and help me out, can I move from Pearl Harbor OPSEC using these 4050 endurance, short-range submarines, can I move them to Australia? Is there enough range to do that? Because if there is, then it's good. So I need your help on that. And second thing is, I'm thinking about it now, my carriers. I mean, I'm predictable, right? I'm going to Australia. I don't know where the Kirabutai is. I don't know where his forces are at all. I'm clueless. I don't know. So what should I do with my carriers? What should I do with my carriers? And be specific, please. Do I go to Marianas? Do I patrol somewhere here ready to react? Do I go to Johnston Island? What do I do? All right. So short-range submarines out of Pearl Harbor. What do I do with those? And my carriers. What do I do with my carriers? All right. Everybody, take care. Less whining, more thinking, Timo. Everybody, bye-bye.